Welcome to PopTake, your hot take on music, pop culture, and life. My name is Michael Mello.
I'm Hugo Philippe.
And we have an exciting episode today because we have a very special guest. You might know her online as ProducerLiz, but we know her as Liz Duff, okay?
We do.
Liz is a Halifax-based podcast host and comedian. Her podcast, Late Night Scrolling, is the only Gen Z late night podcast in Canada. She's a great friend, a wonderful human being, and a pop culture connoisseur. Everyone, welcome, Liz.
Yes, clock it. Thank you for having me. And we were both at the hockey game in Montreal
We
together.
were.
So we're new hockey
Mama.
fans.
We are new hockey fans.
Yes.
I lost my hockey virginity with Liz. It was a good time.
We had a great night.
Great
it was
night.
beautiful.
We are really like Shane and Ilya right now. Like, sorry,
It's
Hugo.
heated in the PopTake
It's
studio,
very
y'all.
heated.
I get it. I was enjoying my vacation, so
Right.
I
He
got
was on
like
TV.
secondhand FOMO. I was like, I'm mad that I'm not there, but I'm also like, I understand.
We'll get you at the next one.
Nice.
We'll do a
Okay.
PWHL game next time.
love
for
it.
you.
Oh, that will be
Yeah.
fun. But we have a really exciting episode today. There's a lot to talk about. There's music.
So much new music. We've got RAYE, Slayyyter, Melanie Martinez, Loreen, ZAYN, ROBYN. Like, list goes on.
And then when it comes to TV and movies, we're going to talk about the Canadian Screen Awards, which Liz is such an expert on. We're going to talk about the Moana trailer, Harry Potter, the 13 going on 30 reboot. Ooh, are we loving reboots? Are we hating remakes? What's our take on that? And then we're going to get into the importance of why we are so Canada down. So let's get to it. To start, let's talk about new music. Hugo, take it away.
Oh my God. I don't even know. Okay, so like, it is a great day to be gay because there is so much new gay music. Like I said, we
Cheers
got
to that.
RAYE.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Liz
Cheers.
said, ally.
Yeah, ally. RAYE, Slayyyter, Melanie Martinez. Oh my God, ROBYN, Loreen. But I'm gonna go my favorites because I didn't even have time to listen to everything this morning. Like I woke up and I was like, all right, let's go. But Slayyyter album, 10 out of 10.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know I love her. Worst girl in America. I think you would love it. Do you know Slayyyter?
No.
She's an ally. So we're gonna get her on Slayyyter.
Please.
There are some
Educate me.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say there's some musicians that are specifically for the
Gay,
gays.
yeah.
And I think Slayyyter falls into that category where like I don't blame people if they haven't
not.
heard that
Okay.
outside of the community.
Yeah.
It's almost like Charlie XCX before.
Sure, yeah. I'm
everything.
into it.
Yeah.
So I mean, she opened for Charlie, so it's
Yeah.
Charlie adjacent.
Okay.
So if you like
It's on the-
Charlie,
I'm in.
you will fuck with this.
Yeah.
RAYE, which obviously we
I
know.
love
I am the
RAYE.
biggest RAYE fan
Yeah.
in the world.
I
I
love
have
that.
been on the RAYE train since day one, since like she was not like breaking in North America. And she was at the iHeartRadio Awards last night. She performed and it was such a good performance.
I also need to say, because I know she was at the record label before, but Love Me Again, an old song of hers. I love that song, but then she has a YouTube only version where it's like sad on the piano.
Talk
Like,
about it.
Yeah, like we need that on streaming platforms, please.
Yes.
This is why I trust PopTake.
Okay.
This is why I trust PopTake,
We
because
are
that is
locked
the
in.
correct take.
Thank
Yes.
you.
She like the thing with RAYE is that like she's always been an amazing songwriter and she writes like for so many people.
Yeah.
Like we know girl groups are back, but there's a girl group Say Now. She wrote Supermarket for them.
Yes,
Yeah,
you did.
sure.
There's
She's written a
also
lot for Little Mix. when
Yeah,
we were
but
together.
even Frequency, which is another new girl group, she wrote Good Girl for them.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
she's still writing for other people and she knows how to write pop and like she was obviously the label was making her do pop and we know that she wants to do more, this like jazz R&B influenced music, which is obviously still amazing.
Yeah.
But like she can do whatever. She is like a voice of a generation. Like
I
she
completely agree.
everything she touches is gold.
I'm gonna ask because I know her album cover. There was like a bit of a controversy if people liked it or not. What was your take, Liz?
Loved it.
You loved it.
Loved
Okay,
it. You want to know
yes.
why? This
What?
is like a hot take. I'm like not holding my punches
No,
today.
I want it.
I have been bored. I
Yes.
have
Okay.
been bored with album covers. When
Yeah.
you look, especially back at like 90s albums, 80s albums, like
They were statements.
they were
Yeah.
statements. And like, I'm a Swiftie, so I like caveat that. But say what you want about Taylor Swift, at least her album covers always are like artistic directed to
Right.
an extreme.
There's a
Whether or
vision,
not
yeah,
we
yeah.
like the extreme is
Right.
one
Yes,
thing, but
yes.
like every album cover is meant to be a statement. It's
Yes.
never plain and boring.
It world builds.
Thank you.
Which,
Exactly.
Like, I have to say, for
That's-
some people,
You
just
need
a
it.
nice, pretty photo of you is not an album cover.
It's
for
not.
me.
It's
I'm
not.
sorry. I think Ray's album cover
Yes.
builds a world. It's a beautiful album title. Like you get in there touching on Taylor, like even Life of a Showgirl, even though there was multiple covers, what I do appreciate sometimes about variants is like you can kind of choose the cover that you feel
Once they're
like-
all out.
Once they're all out, yeah. I would prefer if she was like, these are all the covers and
Yeah.
these are the release dates, so you
Yeah.
can pick
Pick
and
what
choose.
you want. Yeah.
But the same thing with Ariana Grande. Like she gave us a few
Yes.
different covers, and then the fans were like, "This is the cover we want
Right.
for Eternal Sunshine," which
Yeah,
I love.
I think the variance thing is so interesting because like I love and hate it. I love that you can pick, but like I like the idea of like having one statement and being like, this is it.
Yeah.
Like this RAYE one is so powerful where it's like, this is it.
Yep.
I didn't love it when it first came out. I think the reason why was like, because we only had the one song, like Where's My
Yeah.
Husband,
Which is great.
which is amazing, but I didn't really feel that like this music may contain hope vibe from that specifically, you know what I mean? Whereas like the rest of the album is like, okay, I see it. And like she's still independent, so it's all her own artistic vision, which I respect that like she's like, this is what I want and this is what I'm gonna do. And like it's a 10 out of 10. I actually don't know what my favorite album is today because like we've seen RAYE and Slayyyter and Melanie Martinez, like they all did solid albums.
Yeah.
It's like it's a great day to be gay.
Yeah. Moving from albums though, we do have a ZAYN fan in the house.
Hold the mic away from me before I
I
blow out all
know.
the ears of your listeners.
So tell us how you feel about Zayn's new single. I know you saw him live as well in Vegas.
Not doing well today in the PopTake studio. Okay, listen. One Direction never leaves your heart once it infiltrates it, right? So
Yes.
there's always
Once a directioner, always a directioner.
once a directioner, always a directioner. But the thing about Zayn is that from Pillow Talk to today, it has been a decade of singles that hit every time because he's not making them to be number one on a radio chart. He's not making them to compete with everyone else. He said after all that time of being in One Direction, I'm going to make the stuff that sounds like me that I want to say. And for a decade, he has done that and he did it again today. Sideways is so good.
Ooh.
I'm like clawing at the bars of my enclosure over it. It's R&B, it's sexy. We need more of it. He's the right guy to deliver it.
Okay, so I do have a question. Well, two things. One, I just have to say what I find so fascinating, and this is because I was a harmonizer, so a Fifth Harmony fan, but the like fan pipeline to journalist is so crazy because
Yeah.
I see so many people who I was on Fifth Harmony Twitter with who are now full-time journalists
Yeah.
and things like that, and I see so many directioners like yourself who are now in
Nicole
this space.
Bevan, another one, huge
Exactly.
directioner. Yeah.
My friend Chelsea Late is like a sports journalist as well, but like also a super fan. So it's just funny to see how, you know, writing for boy bands and girl groups really
you
can
guys
bring a career.
Feel like there's like a correlation between like being chronically online at that age and like writing online and like talking about these artists we love and like being here? Because that the Pussycat Dolls was that for me, which is
Yeah.
I don't know if embarrassing to say or not.
No.
But
No.
I was chronically online. I was making my own album covers.
Yes.
I was on
you
forums
should.
when you needed like photo signatures and you
Yes.
would make the photo
Yes.
signatures.
But like you, it's self-taught.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I think that, and I feel like this is going to be a theme across some of what we're talking about today, but we look back on history with like a different lens. But if you actually were in that moment in time, which we all were, right? In the 2010s, to be a fan online was to be a graphic designer and a writer. We did not have ChatGPT. We did not
No.
have AI auto-generating stuff. It was spending hours editing our own album covers. It was writing on blogs, on Twitter, on Tumblr, on all the different things. Like those were hard skills we were developing.
Yeah.
Like hard skills that directly translate to what we do now. So when you talk about getting your 10,000 hours under your belt, we got our
true.
10,000,
I've never thought about that.
20,000, 100,000 tweets under our belt
Yeah.
doing that.
Even when it came to like fan voting, like we were there like pumping out those tweets. Like I remember like
Yeah.
hustling to
The
get
amount of people that went from fan voting into organizing for elections in the States. There was a
Messy.
huge transfer of people that were like doing phone banking and get out the vote for all the Democratic campaigns that were on Twitter doing fan
Wow.
voting.
Never thought of
Yeah,
this. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
good
So-
pop culture.
Yeah. Skills transfer. Skills transfer.
And then a quick question before we get into concerts and stuff, but I do want to know, like, do you have a ranking of your One Direction boys in terms of just musicality
Okay, in the post One Direction.
in the post One Direction era?
Okay. I'm not gonna rank Liam. I'm gonna
No,
put, I'm gonna
no,
put
bad.
that
I
just
was
a
like,
straight
I'm
up
gonna
for the
say that.
pod.
I'm like, are we gonna
Yeah.
say
No,
it?
I thought that
Yeah.
was assumed that
Okay,
was not. in
I have to
the-
say that because you know how sometimes people are like, why didn't we talk?
No,
No,
you
I'm not gonna rank
We're not
Liam.
gonna talk about.
Okay.
Yes.
Here's my
Anyways.
thing. So I got a whole bunch of hate like maybe 2 years ago because I made a video about how I think Louis Tomlinson is a global pop star and people were like, he doesn't even chart. And I was like, you're wrong. Because when you look at how many people make music in the world, Louis Tomlinson is still a household name, and he is still charting, and he's selling out shows around the world. He's not selling out stadiums by himself, but he is someone that can go and tour in any country and sell at a show, right? So it's really interesting to look at those four and think about, like, they have all managed to still have careers with albums that chart. They're selling out venues of all sizes around the world. Harry's selling at Madison Square Garden. ZAYN is doing a residency in Vegas. Like, they're all doing such different things in their own lanes. And I'm like, thank God it doesn't feel like they're really competing anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Niall's songs do not sound like what ZAYN is making. ZAYN's songs would sound horrible with Louis on them. Like, they are not. Have you seen everyone putting, Harry just did the cover of Everyone Wants to Rule the World, and people were like putting it beside Niall's cover that he did.
Okay.
And it like kind of blended, but it also sounded horrible together.
Right, yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
They're all their own artists now. So for me personally, where everything is so different, the person I listen to the most is probably ZAYN. I love Harry. Like, I'm always listening to Harry's albums. Like, those are front to back summer drive albums for me. Niall's singles have been some of my most streamed of all time. And I think his marketing and PR has been like the best out of anyone, because he went so quickly into the singer-songwriter lane. But then I'm also so impressed with Louis, because like his fan base is like diehard for him, and he's selling out around the world. So I'm like, props to them.
Okay, you know, like the whole Key Asylum discourse, whatever. I saw this tweet that basically was like going through all these girls, and then they were going on Spotify, and they were all listed as like, you know, like 58th in the world and like 100th in the world and stuff. And it's like, you know, we sometimes are so hard on these artists and just like saying that they're flops and they're in the Key Asylum, but it's like, no, like these are literally the top people in the world.
Literally.
Like,
If you're able to sell at a show, you're
Literally.
a successful artist. Yeah.
Like, even thinking about, and no shade to the Junos, but thinking about the Junos this weekend, which we're all going to go cover, right? Like, there's so many incredible Canadian artists that, like, are going to win awards this weekend that people do not know if you go to another country, right? And, like, we're celebrating them and, like, talking about how successful and amazing they are. And then it's, like, in the same breath, people are like, Louis Tomlinson doesn't have a career. And I'm like, you can't say that, because the actual volume of people trying to make this their career, like, he's done it. Like, he is doing it. Like,
and there are artists that will sell out venues in Toronto because they're from Toronto, they're from Canada, and there are international artists that come here and have trouble selling those same venues. So it's just relative, really.
Yeah. But do you want to talk on concerts? Because we did go to a really good concert this week.
Yes.
Zara Larsson. You know,
I'm just gonna mouth it.
I'm so sorry for all the unsubscribes you got at that moment.
I just lipped it.
Well,
I'm
auto-tune
happy
it,
about
don't worry. But honestly, since this was now our 4th time seeing Zara.
Yeah.
And I remember when we saw her in 2022, I think it was.
Yeah.
I made a video. I was like, Zara Larsson needs her espresso moment. And it's so nice to see that it happened.
Finally happening.
And she deserves a bigger stage. She was at History, which is a smaller venue here in Toronto. But it was just... and we got to interview her last year. So just to see the trajectory of like when Midnight Sun dropped to now was so beautiful. My friend LaDonté was a Lush Life boy. He crushed it on stage. I felt like Kris Jenner. I sent him a video of me, and you can hear me being like, yeah! Like, it was just the perfect show. But I do need her to be on a bigger stage, and I'm so excited for Oceania.
I think she'll be back. I think, like, because even, like, not the same thing, but, like, I have tickets for Lily Allen in next month. And she just got announced the other day that she's back at like RBC Amphitheater, which is like 16,000 people. So I could see Zara doing a second round of this tour, like in arena, because she does have a deluxe version of the album coming out.
100%.
Also,
So
I do want to speculate on a little rumor. And I like, this is my brain working here. So there's this rumor that the Midnight Sun Deluxe album is going to be like all collaborations, and there's been like a confirmed rumor that Zara Larsson has an A+ singer on one of the remixes. Everyone thinks it's Ariana Grande. And the reason also is because Zara recently posted in her photo dump like a teddy bear, which looks just like the teddy bear in We Can't Be Friends music video. And she put like Midnight Sun like shirt on it and bedazzled it, but also, which like, again, it's just a teddy bear. But the reason I'm also thinking is because people are also saying Zara maybe is going to open for Ariana Grande on the Eternal Sunshine Tour, which is possible because Ariana Grande
is the day before.
Is on Friday in Montreal, and then Zara performs on the Saturday. So I'm kind of like, this could really be true. And I think it'd be smart because if she has that collaboration, opens one more time, she is then going to propel herself to that like A level.
I don't know. Okay, I see it aligning, but I have like the doubt in me is like someone gave her that teddy bear at a show. You know what I mean? Or like something.
Like, I just think if Charlie XCX was able to get an Ariana collab, like maybe,
Yeah.
and also Midnight
Yeah.
Sun with Ariana.
I know.
I do think
Frank
I do
Windows.
think Ariana could be on the album for sure.
Mm.
I just don't see the opening. I feel like she's ready for her own headline.
That's true.
tour.
I'm with you on that. I'm like sick of seeing her open. Like
Yeah,
she's
that's
been
true.
everyone's
Yeah.
opener, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean like she needs to stop opening for
Yeah, yeah.
people.
That's
It's that
true.
if there was a moment for her to be like, no, we're gonna like go full send, it has to be now.
I
Okay,
could
so
see
maybe,
her like,
hold
but
on.
maybe
Hold on. We might be saying
I think
the
it's the
same
exact same thing.
Okay.
Like one of them is gonna show up
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
other
yeah,
one.
yeah,
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Perform.
Yeah. So I think the collab is real, and like
Yeah.
I think the Montreal thing, like something's gonna happen.
Okay.
I do have another prediction to add on top of
Yes.
this. You know how like Chapel at Lola was kind of like this big, like
Mhm.
it was a career trajectory
Yes,
moment
yeah.
where
Yes.
everything. I think that Osheaga is going to be that for Zara.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Osheaga crowd, compared to every other festival crowd in the world, has a specific brand of party to it.
Mhm.
Like to me, like Lola is insane,
Mhm.
and the field is long and crazy, but Osheaga loves an act like Zara.
Yes.
They
Well,
love someone to dance to.
This is our
Yes.
only big pop music festival.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you
Mhm.
have to go to the States for something,
Yes.
right?
And a lot of people wouldn't have seen Zara in these like smaller
Right, yeah.
shows, right? So
Yeah.
there's not overexposure in the market.
No.
And
Mhm.
I'll add with my little East Coast hat on, right? There's a lot of fans in rural Canada that do not come to Toronto for shows, and every year they go to Osheaga,
100%.
right? Like it is like a
Mm.
big, the way people think about like a summer road trip or
Right,
like what
right.
is the big thing you do every year. If you live on the east coast of Canada, you're road tripping to Cavendish and you're road tripping to Osheaga. Like it's like a migration.
Hey.
The highway is nuts with teenagers in cars going to Montreal. Like it's like you could write a whole movie about it. It's totally
Wow.
insane.
And people are so nice because we went last year. We were there for maybe 5 minutes, and we like
So
started
nice.
talking to these girls. I don't remember. Remember we got on the steps?
Yeah.
And there's like
And
a
they're
group
like,
of
"Where are you
girls, and they're
from?"
like, "Do you want to hang out?" And we're just
Yeah.
like,
I was like,
yeah.
Yeah, we do want to hang out.
I was like, I could probably be your father, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's like they were so young, but so sweet.
Yeah. So
But yeah.
I just think it's going to be a different moment for her.
Mhm.
The right energy, the right crowd. I think it's going to go bananas. Zara, get your video team ready. Like
Yeah.
that could be the moment that the world goes, she's our girl.
And this will end our music note. I just one more thought. When she was in Toronto, she's like, "This is my only stop in Canada on the Midnight Sun tour," and I think her doing Montreal Osheaga, she's gonna realize next time I tour, I need to make multiple Canadian
Say that.
stops.
Say that.
I want to talk about movies now, Liz, because this movies and TV, like this is
My
you.
world.
This is your space.
Yep.
Um,
When Justin Bieber said, "Your world is my world 2.0, this is me.
This
This,
is
is my
you.
world
I love
2.0."
This is
Yeah.
real. This is you. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's start with so Moana trailer dropped. We've seen an influx of Disney live actions. I think the Snow White live action kind of, had some discord and
Yes.
had that. I mean, there's been a lot of discord for a while. It's like, do we need these live action remakes? But it kind of felt really soon to have a Moana remake, and felt like Dwayne Johnson just kind of pushed it because he wanted to be in it.
right?
But we've seen the trailer. We've seen the wig. Liz, what's your take?
What is going on in the Disney wig department?
Is
What
it
is
that
going
bad?
on?
I haven't seen it.
It's
Yes.
well, I have multiple issues. One being the actress they have playing Moana. Her natural hair type is
The
Moana's,
hair-
like
Yes.
same as the
it's like
animated
this little
movie.
girl that's been like,
This is her first acting gig.
It's her
Yeah,
first
okay,
acting
yes,
gig.
yes,
Yeah,
I've
and
seen
she's
her. Yeah,
she's
yeah,
looking
okay.
incredible in the trailer.
Yeah.
But I understand not using someone's natural hair to protect their hair and still giving them a wig. But I
Right.
don't understand why they went with a wig
and
that's
not like something similar.
not as
exactly.
weight,
So
yeah.
I don't understand why they made her hair this like relaxed, like really European looking vibe. Like I'm so confused at that creative direction.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm so confused because Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Maui's hair is also not like it is in the animated movie.
Yeah.
And when you think about like if you look at the animation of the Moana movies, like the hair is so animated in the movies. Like it's not just like hair in a head, it's like blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
Like it's part of the characters. And like hair is so important in representation. So like
Yeah.
why are we like honestly the wigs just they look bad
Flat.
and
Yeah,
incorrect
I feel like
and
they feel
flat.
Like they should be voluminous. There should be curls. Like there's something that's I don't know. And I do love the story of Moana. I want to root for it because hot take. I do like the live action
yeah.
remakes. I loved Aladdin. I loved Little Mermaid, but I also acknowledge that those were my favorite movies growing up. And I know I also walk into the live actions knowing it is okay to breathe in new concepts into old stories, which is why I think I loved Aladdin and Little Mermaid for the new takes on them. I like Beauty and the Beast because I like Emma Watson, but
Yeah.
we could have used a
Yeah.
different singer, maybe.
Yeah.
But that's just another.
Get
day.
her.
I'm excited for Tangled.
Tangled.
The Tangled
yeah,
live
oh my
action's
God.
gonna-
Okay, I
perfectly
am excited.
cast.
Yes.
I think they're learning. I think
Catherine
they're learning.
Hahn. I mean, they really listened to the fans on that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Which
even
we
Flynn
love.
Rider, I think that was like
Yeah.
Milo was like a fan demand cast, and I'm glad that he got it.
And he's been doing the work
Yeah.
on Broadway. He went and did a whole bunch of shows. So I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, he's got the right mentality. Like he's always been a theater kid, but
Yeah.
like let the man cook. Let's
No,
see it.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
And he's a Disney alum.
Guys,
so I'm
I
excited.
don't know
The
if
only
you'll judge. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the only thing is I was really rooting for a Rapunzel to be, and I'm forgetting her name, but she's blonde. She's literally in everything. She's in the new Scooby-Doo as Daphne.
McKenna Grace.
McKenna Grace. I was
Oh,
rooting
yes,
for
yes,
McKenna
yes.
Grace, but I also don't know if she can sing. But I just feel like visually she was
She-
my Rapunzel.
Yeah, I love her.
Have you
She
seen
looked
that
beautiful
video of her on the red
Oscars.
carpet when she was younger?
Yeah,
And
she's
the
like,
lady's
"Mom's
like,
not in the movie.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
You guys might judge me for this, but I haven't seen any of the live actions.
Ooh.
I know. Okay, here's my hot take on this. I do not have enough time to watch what I want to watch. And
I
feel like
understand that.
for me, I'm like, it's a story I already know. So I'm like choosing to watch other things that I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
I
Even though
100%
I
understand.
would probably like them, I'm just like, I already know the story of Lion King. I already know the story of all of these things. But I haven't actually seen the original Tangled, so I'm excited for
Okay.
Tangled.
Your whole
Okay.
world's gonna be
I know,
open.
and
Actually,
Catherine Hahn,
I am
like,
with you because I only watched Tangled in the pandemic. It was like
Okay.
like a Tangled, Coco, and like a couple Pixar movies where
I have seen
was
Coco.
like,
Coco was
okay,
great, yeah.
I think there was like a time period of like I'm too cool for Disney, and then the pandemic happened, and I was like, wait, let me catch
I
up
have
on all
time,
these.
I have
yeah.
time.
And I was like, these are great. Yeah. So you will like it, I think.
Okay, great.
But okay, back onto the remakes because another remake that's coming out is Harry Potter, The Philosopher's Stone, which is coming to HBO Max. This is a series, so each book is going to be a
Right.
season on HBO Max. They released the trailer, all new cast.
Everyone's mad.
Everyone's mad, but I was a big Harry Potter fan. Obviously, it's hard to love Harry Potter now because the creator is,
We
not
know.
a great
We've-
person. But I did like the trailer. I see hope in
Yeah.
it. I see some fun with it, but I worry it's not going to land.
Yeah. Liv Marks, who's a UK journalist, just sat down with Andrew Garfield for movies that make his lifestyle. It's one of the series she does. She's brilliant. If you don't follow her, you should. But in that interview, they talked about Harry Potter because he had just for the first time, like very recently, watched the Harry Potter movies. He had not watched them at all. And his point about it was it's so hard to support like the franchise with like what's happened with J.K. Rowling, but so many people in the UK crews and union and the crafts people that are making everything in the UK worked on Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to look at like that moment in time and write off all the creative work that went into
Yeah.
those films. And I thought that was such an interesting point. And I was also kind of like, why hadn't I ever thought of that? Because we talk about that
Yeah.
all the time
Yeah.
in Canada about things that are made in Canada and they're not Canadian productions, but
Right.
it's incredible Canadian
Yeah.
creatives.
Yeah.
Like Frankenstein's not a creative film,
Right,
but all
but
the Oscars they won
We're
were from
Canada.
Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm kind of looking at it and I'm going like it's hard when one of the most it's hard when you have a franchise like that that's employing so many people doing really good work and it's like you always want to support crew work. You always want to support
Yes.
people being able to get their bag and like unions and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
What a great opportunity to be on for like 7 or 8 seasons or whatever
Yeah.
they're planning. Like that's like a lot of really good creative work they're going to be able to do. But like, oh my God, we have to stop giving money to that woman and everything
Yeah.
that she is putting her money into.
And I do want to say I 100% agree with that because I still have some of my closest friends from high school are because of Harry Potter.
Yeah,
in
me
elementary
too.
School, and like went to the midnight release of Deathly Hallows. Like
Yeah.
I was very locked in. But my one note on the show is the showrunner did an interview and he was basically saying that we can't expect new seasons every year. And I'm kind of disappointed with that because I'm like, it's gonna be like Stranger Things where these
Right.
kids are gonna grow up a little too like they're gonna
Yeah, they're going
grow
to be
up.
35 defeating Voldemort,
They
which
Yeah.
should
is
have known
like-
this by now. Like
yeah.
That's
we
I
know this happens. You
I
know what I
give
mean?
the films credit because the films were produced pretty quickly. Like I think there was only like one film that took maybe 2 years or something, but they were pretty like good at like a shooting schedule.
yeah.
I understand with like this cast, like maybe other people had different commitments, but then I think you should have signed a contract where it's like you're working on this for the next 7 years, similar to like when people sign on from Marvel,
Yeah.
like you're locked into this.
Right,
Yeah.
Even if we don't get the show in 7 years, I hope they shoot it in 7 years, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So at least like
Yeah, and they start
it can,
edit- yeah.
the kids look
Yeah.
the same. But the cast looks cute. I just think I'm maybe I'm an old millennial where I'm just like,
Well, this goes back to what I was saying before. I also was huge in Harry Potter. Like any photo of me in high school, I have some Harry Potter merch on, or I'm doing something Harry Potter related.
Love
It was
that. I love
my
that
whole
for you.
world.
also, I
Like,
totally forgot on our trip we were joking.
yeah, so we were talking about how we were like these big Harry Potter, like Potter
We're
headbands.
Are
Yeah.
you a Gryffindor moon or?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Slytherin.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, over here, it's my triple fire sign jumping out. But it's just like, talking about Harry Potter now versus like when you lived in that moment in time, and it was not known that, or at least it wasn't like publicly a narrative that the person at the helm of all this is like this like horrible person. Like that moment was so special. So it's hard to like remove nostalgia and like what was, it was true.
Yeah.
And it's true for millions of people around the world. So it's like, is this new franchise going to like reset the moment or like restart anything? Like right now, I don't think so. It's going to be really hard to like live through another era of Harry Potter knowing like, man, like my feelings of nostalgia are so strong for it, but I can't reconcile that with like, I'm not going to support someone who is so horrible.
I agree.
I mean, I think it's important to look at what you said, like there's that person and there's all the other people that this also affects, because it's, obviously we have the people working and doing set design and things like that, but there's all these actors and all these crew people that would be out of jobs. I think the other thing for me is just like, you can live with those memories and those moments and not let it affect. Like, I think it's okay. It's already happened. Like whenever I see people like burning their vinyls and like burning books and stuff, I'm like, guys, you already bought it. You already gave them money. Like, listen to it. Like, it's your, like, that brings you joy. That's fine. But you don't have to support what they're doing now. Do you know what I mean? Or like what they're doing going forward.
That's such a healthy take.
That's the way I feel about it. I just like, I also with this show feel like this isn't going to last the 7 seasons. And that's what I'm more like disappointed about. Like, I hate when shows start and don't finish. And like this is 7 seasons is a big fucking commitment.
Yeah.
Especially if they're not shooting it every year. And like we already have people unhappy with casting and how it looks and whatever. I just don't see it lasting the whole show.
And I think on the point that you both brought up, like I have no problem rewatching the old Harry Potter movies because I think it's like this is nostalgic. This is like something I grew up with. It's I don't associate it with J.K. Rowling. Whereas like I feel like the new show, it's going to be hard because it's going to be fresh, right?
Yeah.
And I am a book to movie lover. Like I know when book to movie adaptations happen, things get lost. But I actually do feel the Harry Potter movies, obviously Order of Phoenix and Half-Blood Prince, they like borrowed from each other. But I still think it's a solid adaptation, and I don't think the show's really going to add new things that I'm like,
just all the minor plot points.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like I think the show for me, like not being a fan, will dive into those like other things that you like read about in like other, I mean, there's like the play, right? And then there's also the video game, which has like a bunch of other stuff. Like if it brings some of those things in and gives you like new perspectives and like new stories, then that's really like what you're watching it for, not necessarily to like see Harry do the same stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But
exactly. I think that was like the major thing about the movies was that there was so much good lore lost that was not about Mr. Potter himself. Right. Even things in like the way that the women in the films were not built to their full characters, even though I have a lot of issues with how the women were written in the series to begin with. But it's like, so they have chances to add back in elements that they desperately it did not happen at the time they were making the films. And it's just interesting. Like Harry Potter is always going to have a place in pop culture. Scandal included in that. Like Scandal is also so innately what happens in pop culture. So it's just going to be interesting to see where the conversations go. And like, I also don't think any art deserves to live without criticism. So it's like, I know for me as someone in the pop culture space who like specifically I do so much in TV and film, I'm looking at this and I'm going like, I am someone that lives with the lexicon of like having lived through the original. And I am someone who's probably going to see this and like want to talk about it from the lens of like being critical of what is happening in pop culture and in the space. Like Harry Potter doesn't get a pass just because I don't agree with who is at the helm of it all. Like it doesn't, like it's hard to just ignore and write off the moment entirely. It still deserves to have a space to say like, hey, there's like youth actors that are going to have careers because of this. And like, that's, I love supporting like healthy star systems, right? Like it's important, and crews that are doing good work. And also let's talk about the fact that it's really messed up to like cast some people in some ways. And like some people are really going to be put on the line doing this in a way that's very scary. So
for sure.
There's lots of dialogue to come.
Yes. But just to wrap up the Harry Potter conversation, one thing I do appreciate is the original 3, like Daniel, Rupert, and Emma have all wished well in the new trio. And I think that's nice. And I kind of think of it as like Superman. Every Superman has apparently reached out to the new Superman and passed on the torch. And
Right.
if Harry Potter does become that down the line, I think that's sweet. But I'm curious just to see how this all pans out. I'm gonna keep an open mind, but I think my millennial heart is still touched to the original.
Yeah.
So the last remake that I want to touch on, there's a 13 going on 30, which is great because I'm turning 30, which is crazy because when the original came out, 30 seemed so long ago.
Yeah.
So far in the future. But Jennifer Garner is executive producing.
Great.
And we have our two leads, my future husband, Logan Lerman, and our female co-star is Emily Batter, who was in People We Meet on Vacation, which I loved. And so how do we feel about 13 going on 30 getting a reboot? Is it
This
necessary?
is the kind of story that should be getting a reboot, is my take on it. I
Really?
think the idea of 13 going on 30 is timeless. And I think if they reinvent it, and it's not just a remake of that original story, but it's a new modern take on 13 going on 30, like the premise is so timeless, and it's always going to be a story of like women looking at their inner child and trying to like honor the girl that got shunned to the side because of the standards women have to live to. And I'm like, that is a story of all the remakes that are happening in the world. Let's revisit that in a modern social media lens.
And it'll also be cool to see going back to 13, because it'll be kind of like when we were 13. So like the references they're going to make, like looking at the time difference. I also do feel like this duo is a dream rom-com duo. I could have not asked for a better pair. I think that's my one critique on it, is like I am hoping it's a new script.
I think that's it. Like I think this story can be told in so many ways and doesn't need to be just like rehashed exactly the same way. I think because Jennifer Garner is executive producing it, it won't be that way. I think
maybe this is a bad idea, but I'm hoping it's like Home Alone, where each rendition of Home Alone, it's the same concept. A kid is home alone, but like something new is happening. Like I'm hoping 13 going on 30 has that. What you're saying,
similar to how like I think Freakier Friday got like some slack, but also I really respected how it was like, well, the concept of mother-daughter relationships is always going to be something you can explore through that like switch body gag, and then adding in a third generation to that really. The movie has its problems and things I would change about it, but I really respected how they came back to this is worthy of a new conversation with like an additional piece on it.
And in this time period, for sure. Okay, so Canadian Screen Awards, the nominations were released. We have the queen of Canadian pop culture here, Liz. Walk us through the Canadian Screen Award nominations, please and thank you. What should the people know?
Well, I'm wearing my Mikael World Tour t-shirt. If you have not watched Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, this is the shirt that the studio Elevation Pictures made for the TIFF premiere, because in the movie, Mikael is doing a world tour. So it's like not only a gag on the movie, but it's meant to be like the character of Mikael.
I also love when people make merch that's like, if you know,
right?
you know.
If you know, you know. He's so serious about it. But one of the big nominations that I think people aren't like actually looking at with enough like flowers is the fact that Mikael is nominated in leading performance, because for the entirety of Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, it's Jay and it's Matt from the web series to the TV show to now the movie, right? And everyone talks about like Matt's character who's like so big and like, has such a distinct, huge role that he plays. And then Jay is got a very kind of like straight man approach to the whole thing. But Jay is someone who has done so much in this industry and has contributed so much. And he does do, especially in the movie, he's got a couple scenes that are so like the heart of the entire 18 years of this franchise. So seeing him in lead is like, that is such a win. Talk about like, when you see like award nominations and you're like, someone was cooking behind the scenes with that. Like someone understood. That is one of the big ones that I'm like, of all the nominations Nirvana got, go see that movie and watch Jay's performance, because that is the one that I really want to see.
I'm so, because I'm gonna sound so fucking stupid, guys, and I'm so sorry. I saw it at TIFF and I thought it was gonna be a documentary.
Oh my god!
And I was just like, not on my list. And then I saw the trailer after and I was like, you fucking kidding me? This looks so cool. And then the media night, the preview night was the same night as Wuthering Heights. So I couldn't go, so I was so upset. But it's on my watch list because it looks so funny.
If
and
you have a chance to see it in a theater, you have to see it in a
okay.
theater. It is a theater movie. It is a community movie. It is Toronto on the big screen in like the wildest way possible. Yeah.
If you know, you know. You know what I mean? Like,
It's so good.
And what other nominations are you geeked out about?
Well, like, I mean, in the TV space, we've got everything. At North of North, 20 nominations. You got Heated Rivalry, 18 nominations. A lot of drama because Connor's story is American. I'm like, stop talking about America to me. But he's going to be fine. He's booked
He's
in
actually
busy.
Russian. Okay.
Literally, no, he's literally won in life. Like I think that's another conversation. Like obviously, it's unfortunate that he can't be nominated for his performance in this.
Yeah.
But he's won a lifelong career.
Yes, and he's gonna be fine. And like, you know, the word on the street is that he's just so ecstatic for everyone who did get nominated.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm so sick about centering America. It's the whole reason why, if you don't know, they changed the way the Canadian Screen Award nominations work, because for years and years and years, anyone could get nominated for a Canadian production. So Americans kept getting nominated and kept winning. Sebastian Stan won last year.
Not showing up.
And they don't, Sebastian Stan, like, why would Sebastian Stan show up to the Canadian Screen Awards, right? Like, it's tough. So, like, I was really happy when they announced they were pivoting. So it would only be Canadians nominated. I thought that was the right thing to do because for years that was not the case. And anyone who was covering Canadian Screen Awards and attending Canadian Screen Awards would tell you for years and years and years how bad it felt to see awards go to Americans and have them not be there. That was not the point, right? Yeah. So obviously all this happens, and then Heated Rivalry comes out and it's like, God, I should be nominated. And I'm like, actually shut up, because we don't need that. We need Canadians to be recognized.
100%.
So
and we have such
I'm thrilled.
And
we have such a big film and TV industry now. Like we have so many American productions here. It just like would not be, I mean, it wasn't fair, and it just wouldn't be fair to continue doing that, especially with how much it's growing. Like,
and they made categories for that to honor that work too. So it's like we've got like Wayward, right? Mae Martin show on Netflix, not a Canadian production, but extremely Canadian writing, music, culture, all in the show. Like that got a bunch of nominations. Mae's nominated for that. So I'm like, good. So we are recognizing what's happening in the industry. It's just Connor's story happens to be like the one American in this Canadian production.
And also just to say, I do feel like Connor is being so celebrated by Canada in other ways that I obviously understand everyone wants an award there, but I feel very passionate about what you're saying as well with the Canadian Screen Awards. I'm glad it's like nominations are just for Canadians. I think that's the point. I think sometimes we have, for the last so many years, we've lived in America's shadow, and I think it's very important that we celebrate Canadian content. There's a pivotal shift. Liz and I off camera have always talked about how like Canada's always 5 years behind in content, and I do think we're catching up, and we're going to see that shift of like people are going to start looking specifically for Canadian shows.
People are taking it more seriously. I mean, like I feel like Schitt's Creek really opened that door on like TV, like big Canadian TV that like pushed out, and then obviously now, but.
It's crazy. It's like, it's actually crazy what's happening right now. And like I keep saying, the win is not winning an award. The win is the nominations, right? Because people want to know, what should I be watching? It's like, well, now the nominations are out. So you have enough brain power, if it's not even to go look at the nomination list yourself. Like, not that I'm promoting using AI, but go on ChatGPT and be like, look through the Canadian Screen Award nominations and find me 5 things to watch. Like, it's so easy now that these nominees are out to go find other things to watch. And you have people like all of us that are out here trying to say, like, if you liked this show, here's another one to watch. So, like,
and then
no
support your
shortage.
Canadian streaming services like CBC.
CBC has so much free stuff on their website. Like, even
the
without
amount of
paying,
people that are like, I don't want another subscription. And I'm like, it's free.
It's literally free.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And it's got all the stuff you are paying to watch on other platforms anyway.
Well, say your taxes paid for it, so
that part.
Also that.
Tune in.
That part.
Yeah.
That part.
But okay, with Hudson as well, obviously he's nominated, and my man Francois, very happy for him. But Hudson is now cast in an upcoming project that's filming here in Toronto, right?
Yeah, him and Dylan O'Brien, they start shooting on Monday.
Crazy.
Dylan O'Brien.
Those boys are like jumping right into so much work. Like I'm like not surprised, but surprised. Do you know what I mean? Like they're just like
And then Heated Rivalry, I think, shoots in August, though, isn't it?
Something like that,
Something
yeah.
like
Like
that.
this year it's supposed to.
Yeah. So it's like they are booked and busy.
Yeah, like Connor's Story just got announced in the new A24 film with like Dua Lipa and forget. There's like a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for all of them. Like everybody from that show is booked and busy. I love it.
Everyone is booked and busy, and that's exactly what like needed to happen right now. Even like Hudson did a short film like a year or 2 years ago, and it got picked up for a whole bunch of like different film festivals in California because the director got to submit it and say this is Hudson Williams' short film. Obviously, they're gonna take it because he's the hottest name of the moment. So it's like, you know, rising tide lifts all boats, right?
Yes.
It's like even a short film that Hudson made when he was nobody, those people can now have a spotlight moment, right? So it's just so good. It's just so exciting for everyone. And I'm so excited for Hudson to have gone from a no-name, like working class actor to a leading actor Canadian Screen Award nominee in a year. Like that is the kind of success we need to see from young Canada. So I'm like, Hudson all the way. Let's see it.
And I also want to say, and this is something Jacob Tierney said, and I really hope he sticks to his word, is that he said he wanted to continue to cast unknown talent and local Canadian talent for upcoming Heat of Rivalry like seasons. And I hope other casting directors take note of that because it is so easy to cast an A-list person from LA and bring them here, but there's so much talent in Toronto, in Canada, all around actually, that I would just love to see that represented in so many platforms.
Say that. Say that. 100%. Yes. And call us if you're looking for names because we've all got friends that we'd love to see booked and busy.
Yes.
Maddie Foley nominated in digital for leading actress for Everybody's Meg.
Yes.
She is the comedic actress of our generation. Like straight up to what she does in that show. Physical comedy the way you would think of SCTV. She's riffing the way you think about SNL. Like she is the one, and she got her leading actor nomination, which I'm like, that girl needs to be as big as Hudson Williams.
I also want to shout out our friend Taha. He got nominated for Digital Creator, and I think that is such a win. I was gagged
so happy for him.
And not that I am encouraging people how to vote, but I just hope he
he puts a lot of work in and a lot of time into being someone who's creating for everyone and putting space in the industry for everyone to shine in, and I'm obsessed.
And I think something about him too that more comedians should take note is like comedy that's also impactful and thoughtful.
Yes, exactly.
A lot of his commentary touches.
You just said it better than I. Yes,
No,
exactly.
We're saying the same thing.
You know
Cheers
what?
to us.
Like,
cheers.
Cheers to us. Cheers to Taha.
We'll add one thing on Taha because he's amazing. But like I hate saying this because we're all content creators, but like ads, like we hate ads, but it's part of the industry. I will watch a Taha ad. I will watch a Taha ad the full way through. I will comment on it, and he's just getting me. I will give him my coins. Like they're just so funny. And like just his brain is amazing.
And he's also just so deserving of all the love. Is the other thing is behind the scenes, he is exactly who you want him to be. So
he's great.
Shout out to you, Taha. Hope he's watching.
I want to talk about something that happened to me the other day. That I'm really annoyed about. And like, this is just my hot take. If you know that something, like if you have bad news and you don't tell people right away, like you're the asshole. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But listen to this. So I went to a movie premiere. We're in the movie for about an hour. Everything turns on. Like screen turns off, lights come on, it just stops. And everyone's like, what the fuck's going on? I thought someone was filming because they like made a lot of like reminders of like, do not film this. This is a pre-release, comes out on Friday, whatever. We're just like, people are just like freaking out for like 5 minutes, like not knowing what's going on. Then someone from the movie theater comes in and says, guys, there's been a technical glitch. All movies have stopped in the theater. Everything is turned on. We're just getting it sorted. So we're like, okay, like 5 minutes. Also, there's a film festival happening in the movie theater.
Yeah, Canada Film Fest.
It was happening in the theater as well. They also had their stuff stopped. But anyways, it gets worse. So we're sitting there. People start clearing out. People are like, I'm not going to wait around, right? 30 minutes goes by. Then the movie comes on without sound, but it's been playing the whole time. So it comes on at the last 5 minutes of the movie. And I'm now pissed because I was so excited for this movie. So I start going like this because I don't want to see anything, right? Then someone in the audience starts screaming out what's happening and narrating what's happening on screen. And at this point, I'm livid because I'm like, I've just been waiting here. Anyways, so 5 minutes goes by, the credits start rolling. Then someone shows up and says, hey guys, we can't get anything going tonight, so please evacuate. And that's it. And now there's 14 theaters being evacuated at the exact same time.
Evacuate is such a big word for a moment.
Okay,
like that, can we just...
It's like,
the movie can't play. Evacuate.
I was texting people and I was like, something's happening, but I don't know what. And they're like, is it a lockdown situation? And I'm like, no. Like I don't know what's going on. But then when we did leave, there was police and ambulances outside. I don't know if like someone was really mad and like called something because they didn't know what was going on, or someone had like a panic attack or something. But I was like, I know that they knew like 5 minutes in that it wasn't gonna come back.
Yeah.
Or like they couldn't restart the screenings because they had other screenings later, or like something. So I'm like, I sat there for a fucking hour almost, just like waiting for this movie to come back.
Yeah, I saw that on X. I think what people were posting about, that all the movies stopped.
It might have been, yeah. And also the way that the girl came and she said like all movies like everywhere, like the way that she said it made it sound like it was like Canada wide, and I was like, are we being hacked? Like I thought that, like I'm like,
Cineplex has been compromised.
Like, Anonymous is just gonna show up on the screen, like I don't know, but I was like, I didn't know what to say, and that's why I didn't do my work, because my phone died because I was there waiting. But that's my hot take. If you have bad news, just tell people right away. Liz knows, tell people right away.
Literally. I also, bachelor's of PR degree. I wear this ring for a reason, because people think PR is a fun little thing people don't know. Got a whole ass degree in how to handle this shit. Like it just, in every single way, like you need crisis training in every workplace, like right down to the part-time people that work in a movie theater. I don't say that to be shady to part-time people that work at movie theaters, but it's to say like every corporation needs to train every single employee on like, what do you do when the worst day happens, because it will happen. Yes. Right?
Also, sorry, this is my final thing, but like I saw so many creators posting about how great the movie was. I know y'all didn't watch the movie because I didn't watch the movie. So I just want to know what movie you thought was great, because you didn't see half of it.
That is so tea.
I'm sorry to say.
That is very content creator.
It's so funny. I posted, I was doing press this week for the Ben Johnson story on Paramount Plus Canada and Game TV. It's Hate the Player, the Ben Johnson story. I genuinely loved the show. Right. Put my review out, like a glowing review from me. And then I emailed the publicist and I was like, I want you to know that I genuinely mean every word of this review. I did not write this for any reason other than I think people should genuinely watch it and love it. And I'm also letting you know that because I know sometimes people post things because they're like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that is not the kind of content I do. But people like us who do genuine reviews,
100%.
when we put out positive reviews, it's like, I need people to know, like, I mean it. I'm never going to put something out that I don't stand 10 toes down on.
I also like, there's different ways to approach it. Like, you don't have to say you love the movie. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could have said you went to this thing. Thanks for inviting me. There's so many different ways you can approach it. But like I saw people's glowing reviews about this amazing film, and like the first half was amazing. I'm not gonna lie, but doesn't mean the movie. You know, we all know that means nothing.
Sometimes endings ruin a movie. I was gonna say, I was at a friend's birthday recently, and someone had picked my brain and like, what are your contenders so far for Song of the Summer? Do we have any? So I was like listening to a couple songs.
Flow.
I just mentioned Flow, of course, Slayyyter. And he was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to these because like I trust your opinion on music, and that made me feel really good because I think it's important that like, you can't love everything someone puts out. Hugo knows this because when Man's Best Friend came out, we were camping together, and the first listen of Man's Best Friend, I was like, And so like, but also it's important to like let things marinate and like
100%,
think about them.
100%.
And then I think like over time I grew to really like it and like understand it. It just wasn't what I expected at first. And I also think this applies to every Taylor Swift album I know. Every time a Taylor Swift album's gonna drop, I'm gonna hate it at first. And then I marinate with it, and then you get to like it. But it's important to understand you're allowed to critique things that people think you're supposed to love.
This is the way that I approach pop culture. Art is meant to be critiqued, and there's something to love about everything. Even the worst movie I've seen has someone who absolutely ate in costuming or cinematography or score. Like, there's something that you can point to in any piece of art and go, like, this is craft. This is performance. This is something. But I'm also not someone that's going to walk out and like give someone false flowers. Like, that's not my job. And that's why people, I think, this is why I tune into PopTake, for instance. I'll speak for myself and hopefully people agree. But it's like, we need people that are actually doing the work and showing up and like engaging meaningfully because like that's what Canada deserves. That's like, Canada doesn't deserve people that are just gassing up for no reason. Like, we need to actually talk about what's happening 100%. Here.
I also feel people forget that like it's opinion based. Like I remember, and this is true, we talked about Wuthering Heights on this podcast, and I said I cried and I loved it. And I know people hated that movie, But I fucking saw, granted they gave us a fishbowl to drink during that movie, so like I think that had a lot to do with the tears that happened at the
Also,
end.
can confirm I was sitting right beside
Yeah,
him.
he was like, it was very, for anyone who's listening, he just tapped me on the shoulder. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think you have to understand sometimes like it is opinion based. Not everyone's gonna love the same things as you. I'm such an advocate that I loved How I Met Your Father.
Mm-hmm.
People hated that show,
Yeah.
but I was How I Met Your Father down, and like
Yeah.
you can have different opinions on different things. We have to critique pop culture moments, and I think that's important.
Amen.
Yeah.
I agree, especially in Canada when we're like building so much right now. I'm transitioning us. I'm just
Yes, I was
I'm
gonna-
hard
yeah,
transitioning.
yes.
Because I just think like right now is such an interesting moment where like the world's looking at Canada and what's happening here. So Canada has to also meet that bar, right? And like tell people like this is where we're Canada down.
Yeah.
Like being
Yes.
Canada down doesn't just mean like blindly being patriotic. Like no one should ever be that way for anything. But it does mean like we're gonna gas up what is worthy of being gassed up. We're gonna stand by what we're making. We're gonna talk about what we're making. And we're not gonna like, you know, we're not just gonna, if you're someone like me who's like top artist of the year is Tate McRae, not just gonna stand by Tate McRae because I love the music, but when she's
No.
doing things I disagree with, I am gonna get on the internet and be like,
100%.
what are you doing?
Yes, me
like,
too.
you know what I mean? Everything is worth of being engaged. Everything is worthy of being engaged with.
Yes.
You know?
And like I think I'm using Taylor Swift a lot today, but I know you're a Swiftie
Yeah.
as well. But I think I love criticizing Taylor Swift because I am a fan. So
Yeah.
sometimes the things she does, you have to be like, I don't really agree with
Yeah.
this. And I'll do it with any artist. We both did it with Tate McRae.
Yeah.
Like I think it's important to just, you know, even with your friends too. Your friends are going to do things that you don't agree with.
Yeah, call them out.
Call them
Yeah.
out. And
Yep.
so on your point, it's important to be Canada down right
Yeah.
now, especially with everything happening. I just would love to see a comedy show that is based in Toronto. I'm so sick and tired of us shooting shows in Toronto and then calling it New York.
I know. Well, I can't say that yet. Okay, well, perhaps there's something coming out on Late Night Scrolling where I did bring that exact point up with someone. And I just, I'll tell you off camera. I'm so sorry to the listeners. It's,
Well, on
That's
that
why you have to go listen to
point,
Late Night Scrolling.
I was gonna say thank you so much, Liz, for tuning in.
Thanks for
You
having
can
me.
catch well, Liz. Why don't you tell everyone where they can catch you? Obviously, we know at Late
Amazing.
Night Scrolling, but give them the whole rundown.
Late Night Scrolling is everywhere that you get your podcast, video on YouTube on Thursdays, but we do 3 episodes a week when I'm not traveling. And there's a Patreon for behind the scenes content, extended interviews, exclusives, and more. It's all Canadian pop culture, sport, music, film, TV, heavy into the film and TV, heavy into the heated rivalry of it all, and some interviews coming soon that I'm literally like scratching the walls that I can't tell you about yet. There's some big ones that we got that I'm like so excited for you guys to hear and see.
Oof, well, we will be tuning in. Liz, thank you so much
Thanks
for being
for
on
having
PopTake.
me.
This
What a
was
fun
so much
time.
fun.
Great.
It's nice to be in the studio I see on my phone. I'm like, I'm
Yes,
inside my
in the
phone right
flesh.
now. It's crazy.
We're here.
Well, everyone, make sure to follow Liz everywhere at ProducerLiz and at Late Night Scrolling. I'm Michael Mello,
I'm Hugo Philippe.
and tune into PopTake on wherever you listen to your podcasts, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.